Well, all right, guys, this is a point in the system of Chord Buddy where, as my daddy would say, the rubber hits the road. Up to this point, we've been focusing on right hand rhythm, timing, different strum patterns. We've learned 4 different strum patterns. We've been focusing on learning some songs, getting some finger dexterity going. Now it is the time to start removing these tabs and start making the chords on your own. This is an exciting time, and I'm glad that we're here. All right, so what we're going to do first is how do we remove the D tab? All right, the best way to do it, and I'm going to keep this at an angle for you to see it best. You may want to lay it down in your lap, but I'm going to keep it up. What you want to do, you want to press the blue one down so you get it out of the way, okay? Now, this is the way to take it off with it on the guitar. From the factory, these things are in there pretty tight, so you have to pull it pretty hard, okay? So, but you're not going to break it, so don't worry about that. So push the blue one down to get it out of the way. Lift up slightly on the red tab and give it a pull. And there you are. Now it's out. So let's go over how to make the D chord. So you want to refer back to your book, and there is a diagram there of how to make the D chord. There's a hump right here. Okay, this hump is here for a reason. That is so that you can get your index finger under the hump and it falls perfectly onto the G string. Okay, that gives you enough room to get to your others. See that right there? So, to make the D chord first, put your index finger on the hump and then just slide it off and it will fall directly on to the G string. Then place your middle finger on the 2nd fret, 1st string, your your ring finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and then you strum from 4 down. That is your D chord.
Well, Travis, here we are back again live on Amazon here, and watching the training. This is one of the many videos that helps people learn how to play guitar. And one of the benefits is you can play quickly, but I like to remind people that it really is kind of a 2-month process, and that's several weeks in after people have learned how to do the strumming, and now they're moving from the Chord Buddy to actually using their fingers on the strings.
Yeah, and I say this. I know I say it every week, and I'll continue to say it every week. Is it's not a race. I mean, obviously, I want you to be done with the Chord Buddy in your time frame, but I cannot overemphasize, and Scott, I think you back me up on this, the importance of getting a good foundation on rhythm and timing is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. And the biggest problem that I've seen with our Chord Buddy family is they want to remove it too fast sometime. If it's either they want to remove it too fast or they don't remove it at all. But the thing is get a foundation of rhythm and timing, because that is the most important part of making music and becoming a musician, is a proper, good, strong sense of meter and rhythm and timing.
And and I know you've demonstrated that for us before, where you've played the exact same chords in the same order, but just changing up the rhythm makes it a completely different song.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, like they say, there's only 7 chords. I mean, in different keys. But we of those 7 chords, we only typically use 4 to play songs with. But think of the millions upon millions of songs that can be played with just those 4 chords.
Sure. Yeah. And it's funny because I was just listening yesterday. There was a copyright lawsuit that was settled, And even with only playing 4 chords, the determination was that the songwriter did not copy someone else's song. And so even though he's only using 4 chords, it's completely unique.
Yeah.
And we're still coming out with completely unique songs every day.
Yeah, I think I saw that same thing. Was it on Sunday morning? Was it on the show Sunday morning that it was on that I watched? But I saw something about that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you were just, I guess, a little bit back. It's been, time goes fast, but you were at a singer-songwriters conference, in fact, in Muscle Shoals that
November. I can tell you exactly when it was because it was on my birthday that I turned 60, a milestone there. But I was up there on my birthday. And in fact, I came home a day early because Goodson called me. I was supposed to stay through Sunday. And he called me Saturday morning, wishing me a happy birthday. And he says, "You are going to be home tonight so I can take you out for birthday supper." And so I said, "I will, son." So I packed up and went on home.
Well, I was wondering if you'd be able to demonstrate a little bit on the Chord Buddy, how that just changing the rhythm changes the song.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to do that.
Let me check my tuning first. I haven't checked.
Well, and I'll just tell everybody that this is one of the important things about learning to play guitar or playing any instrument is being in tune. And tuners are really one of those critical things that you want to have. And the nice thing is that the digital tuners that are out there now are so simple to use. You just clip it on, and when you pluck the string, it's going to tell you whether you're sharp or flat or right on. And if your guitar is out of tune, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you play. You're going to sound terrible.
I demonstrate a lot of times. I'll get it in perfect tune, and I said, "Now let me show you. I'm just going to detune one string." A little bit, not even a lot, just a little bit, and I'll do it and I'll play the chord and it just sounds horrible. But as you see, I tune every time that I pick up my guitar. I check my tuning. And if you haven't played your guitar in a few days and you've had any weather changes from hot to cold or pressure, biometric pressure changes, I can assure you your guitar will be a little sharp or a little flat. In fact, every string was just a little sharp then. So so weather affects it, hot and cold affects it. These guitars are made out of wood, the strings are metal, so they stretch and
humidity, temperature, barometric, it all affects. And
so this pattern that I'll be doing is G, the blue one, and then to red, the D, and then to yellow, the E minor, 6 minor, and then to green, the C chord. And I'm just going to play through it. So the first song I'll demonstrate with these chords is Let It Be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, singing words of wisdom, let it be. So that was the same chord that I played the first time, but I played it with a different strum pattern that time, different tempo. And obviously the melody was a little different. Then the next one is rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Well, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama. And I've got one
just
more, Scott, that I forgot. I used to do this one in schools all the time. You remember when oh, what was the name of that song? It was Huge by Disney. With the movie I can't change.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let it go, right?
Walk away out the door.
Yeah, let it go, right? Is that
Huh?
Let It Go? Frozen?
Yeah. Let it go. Let it go. But I did it so much, Scott, that I changed the lyrics of it. And the kids loved it. So the only lyrics I remember now is let me go. Let me go. I can't take this anymore. Let me go. Let me go. I'm running out the door. I can't stand this song anymore. Let me go.
I tell you, there are fathers around the world that are resonating with that, Travis.
When I was touring schools, and I still tour schools, but not near to the extent that I did 4 or 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, because I was pretty much in a school every week somewhere, and obviously COVID restrictions and high gas prices is changing some of that. But all the girls wanted to hear let it go.
Oh yeah.
And the boys hated it. And so, and I did it so much that I just rewrote those lyrics right there. And boy, that would bring the applause when I was singing.
That's a hit. And I love, when you set your guitar down, I know that this is another one of those tips, tuner a stand, and making sure that you don't put your guitar away, put it in a stand. Stands are really inexpensive. I think it costs more to buy a set of strings than it does a stand in some cases.
Yeah. Yep.
Or you can get the wall hangers. I know you've got wall hangers there in your office.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wall hangers with guitars on.
Yeah. And I got the one right behind me up here. And and then on the other side of the wall is a little studio, and we've got a couple of more wall hangers in there and instruments all over the place. Well, I don't have as many instruments laying around as you do.
And I ran a music store for several years. Wish I still had it, to be honest. But I would, always they'd say, well, I need a case. Why should I get a case or a stand when they're buying a guitar? And I said, the only reason you ever put a guitar in the case is to take it out of the house. Mm-hmm. Never put a guitar in a case if it's going to stay in the house, because you will find an excuse not to take it out of the case.
Yeah.
But if it's on a stand or it's on a wall hanger right beside you, I used to do most of my practicing, Scott, in between commercials with an electric guitar, because it wouldn't be plugged in. Mm-hmm. And I'd have it on a stand right beside my recliner and would be watching a TV show. And when the commercial came on, I'd pick my guitar up and I'd play for 3 minutes. That's, I'd practice scales, and then I'd put it back down when the show came on.
Yeah.
But if you do that all night, you'll get in at least 30 minutes of practice.
And while I'm waiting for videos to render, I'll grab my little guitar and play away. It's a whole lot better than just looking at a spinning hourglass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for real.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up is there are a lot of songbooks that are specific for Chord Buddy. I just, I was looking through the list, and there's several songbooks. In fact, when people get the Chord Buddy, whether they buy the combo with the guitar, like the Perry guitar that you were playing, or where they already have a guitar and they get the Chord Buddy, you get the lesson book, but you also get a songbook with over 100 songs. And then if that's not enough, there's volumes 2, 3. There's the pop hit songs. There's the worship songs, hymns.
All Christmas. We have a songbook that's nothing but holiday Christmas music.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll put out there too that we don't have it today, but we should maybe one of these weeks bring the ukulele out because there is a ukulele songbook as well.
Yep.
And
yep. We don't have the Uke Buddy on Amazon yet. We as we speak, we're working on it. It's a little bit of an onboarding process there.
Mm-hmm.
But we are working on it. So that should be not in the too far distant future.
But just to let people know that there's a lot of music out there that you can start playing right away. And then, of course, if you really want to get into it, there's lots of tools to record. People love to record themselves and send little songs out. You can get a Chord Buddy and sing happy birthday to someone.
Make a TikTok and put it on your TikTok channel. We actually started doing some TikTok stuff recently. In fact, I was looking at our analytics for last month, and I think Lillian said we had 150,000 views of one of the TikTok videos.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But to be able to record, I like there's I just put some stuff in the carousel, some different microphones that I use. Let's call it the Elvis mic. I've got the Elvis mic, the classic metal one. I use back here, right there. I've got the MXL 990, which is a great microphone, and then use the Focusrite to connect it up. Of course, today I'm using a Shure microphone, and so there is all kinds of stuff. My wife loves the Samson microphone. In fact, I had to switch from the Focusrite to the Ceramonic. I guess I was getting a little crackling on my microphone today. But
so which one are you on now? The one right in front of you, or another one?
Yeah, it's this one. It's the Shure. Yeah, but it's going through a different interface to connect it to the computer. For some reason, the Focusrite was giving me a little crackle there this morning.
Oh, okay, your interface, yeah.
Yeah, I probably need to just reboot my computer.
Yeah, either that or you could have a little dust in it. You know, it's amazing what dust will do to electronics.
Oh yeah. I'll take it out and give a little air to that.
Yeah. Blow it out a little bit.
Yeah. I also put in the Carousel Shark Tank episode, or season 3, episode 3. It was where you got the deal with Robert Herjavec. So for people who would love to go back and watch that is there in the carousel. They can watch it right away.
You know, I tell people, and I'm serious when I say it, that's the night that changed not only my life, but it has changed tens and tens of thousands other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has got them involved in music, and as we know, music is so powerful. It not only can change people's lives, it can change the world if we'll let it.
Yeah. It's that's what you often say about music, is that it's constant.
Yeah, it's been with me through the happiest times. It's been with me to celebrate, and then it's been with me to in sorrowful times as a companion, and it will for you. I've never heard anybody, Scott, say, "Man, I started playing guitar, and you know what? I sure do regret that. I hate the day I picked up a guitar." That's one thing that you'll never hear.
Yeah, that's true. I think I picked up a guitar when I was in 3rd grade. And
so what was that? About nine or 10?
Yeah. Yep.
That's about my same age too. Yeah.
Yeah. And
In
then,
fact, I was in my first band when I was 12.
oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I played for a few years and then put it down and started playing trumpet in junior high and into high school. But then when I graduated and went to college, I picked the guitar up again, and it was I tell you, when things get stressful, there's nothing like being able to pick up your guitar and just play. Like you said, you can play a happy song, you can play a sad song, but music is just has an impact like nothing else.
Yeah. I'll tell a little story. When I was 12, I started playing when I was 9 or 10 like you, and I progressed pretty quick because, Scott, I loved it. I mean, I wouldn't put it down. I would play guitar for probably 4 to 6 hours a day. And that's outside of doing our farm work, feeding the cows and the horses and the hogs, my homework. So, I got where I would lay in bed at night and play my guitar, because my mother would come in there and take the guitar out of the bed. That's how much I loved it. So anyway, I progressed fairly quick, but I was taking some lessons at Dice Music in Op, DYESS, Dice Music in Op, and he would show me something, and he said, "I want you to work on this next week." Well, within about 5 minutes, I had that. And I said, "Well, I've already got it. Show me something else." And he'd show me. And so finally he asked me, he said, "Would you consider playing in our gospel group?" But he said, "We need a bass player." And I said, "I don't know how to play bass." He said, "Well, it's the top 4 strings of a guitar, you know, but instead of playing chords, you play single notes."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, yeah, give me a lesson on it." So he gave me one lesson, and they hired me to play in the Singing Dice Family, which was probably one of the most popular Southern gospel groups in the South. And I was 12 years old. And they'd come by the school on Friday. I'd have my clothes, and they had a nice touring bus, you know. It wasn't Prevost back then. It was a reconditioned, remodeled Greyhound.
Oh, wow.
But it was nice. It was an 05, I think. And they would come by and pull up in front of the schoolhouse and toot their horn, and everybody look out the window, and then I would go walking out with my clothes and my guitar and get on that bus. And and they wouldn't drop me back off home until late Sunday night. I mean, we would play somewhere Friday night, somewhere Saturday night, and then we did a noon church service and an evening church service somewhere. So we played 4 times every weekend, and we might travel from Orlando, Florida to Charlotte, North Carolina in that weekend.
Wow.
And so it was a lot of fun, but for a 12-year-old kid, it was a lot. So after about 4 or 5 months of that, my daddy said, "All right, I think it's time for you to come off the road." So, I had to quit them, but I learned a lot.
You know, it's when you play with other musicians, it's amazing how fast you learn. I mean, you can sit in your room on the weekend and play, but once you get a few people around you and you play, it just seems like everyone learns faster.
Well, and that's another thing I'll say. Reach out to your community. Look for jam sessions. A lot of music stores will host jam sessions for, especially if they're teaching guitar there. They'll have a Saturday jam session where everybody can come in and play together. But research that out. Find one. Go to it. And I'm telling you, it will help you so much, because there's only so much you can do playing by yourself. In fact, you can pick up bad habits. But if you're playing with a group of people, it will help you stay in meter and timing.
Yeah. And that's, the nice thing about having phones is you can download a lot of different apps. And I know I was talking to a friend of mine who's a bass player, and he said the best thing that he ever did was starting to play with a metronome. And so it's just kind of that keeps going, click, 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 click.
I would say as a beginner, it's a must. You and hey, there's some drum amps out there that's really good that you can do a kick snare, and so you won't have just a click, 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 click. You know, you can program a kick snare. It's almost like you're playing with a drummer then, you know.
Well, I think we actually have a video with you playing Hound Dog where you use a GarageBand drum.
Is that right? I had forgot all about that.
Yeah, I'm going to play a little bit of that one. So hang on here. We're going to show that one here.
Going to teach you an Elvis Presley all-time great mega hit. You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. The song, not you. I didn't mean you. I meant the song. This is going to incorporate some techniques that is not on your Chord Buddy DVD. It's called the pedal move, and the pedal move would be when you advance. If you're playing a boogie woogie like well, when I go down with my pinky there, that's called pedaling. Okay, so what we're going to do here on the G is you're going to hold the blue down, target the top 3 strings, 6, 5, and 4. And you're going to pick it twice, strum it twice, and then you're going to keep the blue.
Is that video freezing for you?
No.
Oh, okay. No, it was freezing for me. I'm gonna get it going again. We have to start it from the beginning.
Going to teach you an Elvis Presley all-time great mega hit. You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. The song, not you. I didn't mean you. I meant the song. This is going to incorporate some techniques that is not on your Chord Buddy DVD. It's called the pedal move, and the pedal move would be when you advance. If you're playing a boogie woogie like well, when I go down with my pinky there, that's called pedaling. Okay, so what we're going to do here on the G is you're going to hold the blue down, target the top 3 strings, 6, 5, and 4, and you're going to pick it twice, strum it twice, and then you're going to keep the blue pressed and add the yellow to it. See? And that makes a boogie woogie pattern, shuffle pattern. When you go to the green, you're going to press it with your middle finger, target the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. And you're going to pedal to the red. Alright, when you go to the red, the D chord, you're going to target the bottom 4. And that's your pattern for this, okay? Again, I'm using GarageBand drum loops. This is it is the Funky Shuffle drum set pattern 21. And all you do is you set your tempo to what you want it to be, and you hit it, and it plays the drum beat for you. Very simple. It gets more complex if you want to build tracks and add piano and bass to it. If you want to learn that, please send me an email saying, do more GarageBand, and I'll do my best to do it. Here we go. Hey, pretty funky, isn't it? You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, you said you was high class, that was just a lie. Well, you said you was high class, that was just a lie. You ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Oh, hey, that is, I had forgot I did that, Scott.
Isn't that great? That and using the GarageBand, so it keeps you on time. Plus, it's just kind of fun. It's kind of fun to hear the that and the technique, that pedaling technique. This shows that there's a lot of creativity, even using the Chord Buddy itself. and it gets you that you're practicing that strum, because you gotta hit those strings on that pedal move.
That's right. Yep. And learning that boogie woogie pattern gets more than one finger involved, so that when you start removing them, obviously it takes more than one finger to form chords. So that's why I go into some of this extra, beyond, not beyond Chord Buddy, but just beyond the single finger stuff.
Yeah.
But that was good. That was really good, Scott.
That's a lot of fun. Well, Travis, again, I just have so much fun hanging out with you every week here on Amazon.
Me too.
And I'll just say that we are pushing into the Facebook page for Chord Buddy as well. And we got a couple of folks over there that are having a great conversation with each other. Robert and Randy have caught up with each other. And so there's, again, music and Chord Buddy bringing people together.
Yep, that's what it's about.
Well, you were saying, playing different, just the four chords, changing the strumming pattern changes the whole song. Travis, I'm going to let you go, because I know you've got Chord Buddies to ship out, and
I've got a meeting I'm late for, and then I've got a podcast at 10, so I'm going to have to
all right
out here.
Well, we're going to go out of here with John Rich showing what you can do with just two chords. So
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Travis. We will talk to you next week.
See you next week, guys.
About the Chord Buddy, not only is it so easy to use, it's also an instant party. And let me prove that to you for a second. You like big and rich music? You want to come on the road with us? You want to be in a band? If you got a Chord Buddy and you can push the red button and the blue button, you can play Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. Check this out. Well, I walk into the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. Red button, I buy the bar a double round of Crown. Everybody is getting down in this town. Ain't never gonna be the same. Red button, and I saddle up my horse. Blue button, now I ride into the city. Red button, make a lot of noise. Blue button, cause the girls they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway with my old stud Leroy, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Woo! Party time with the Chord Buddy. Get yourself a Chord Buddy and have some fun, people. It's time.